being live streamed is a convenience to the public. In the event the live stream fails or cannot be transmitted for any reason, the personal meeting will continue without interruption. Carrie, would you please call the roll?
Stephen Yerger.
Here.
Danielle Brenneman. Here. Mary Brenneman. Here. Brian Lawyer.
Here.
Nick Lovell.
Here.
Fred Miller.
Here.
Janelle Ressler. Here. Dwayne Sullivan.
Here.
Carl Thompson.
Here. All right, we all rise for the meeting and moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Board acknowledgements or announcements. Does anybody have anything? It's been summer, we haven't been here for 2 months, so there's got to be something.
Mr. President, I would like to call out a violation of the Sunshine Law Act that I advised last weekend via email. I'm not able to see all board members from the public view.
Thank you.
And you know why. So you're okay with proceeding with the Sunshine Law Act violation, or are you?
Have the attorney look into it and we'll go from there.
Okay,
I'm
so
not-
you're okay with violating the Sunshine Act. Got it.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
All right, we're going to proceed. Any board acknowledgements or announcements?
Yes, we had an awesome youth field hockey tournament here at Lewistown this weekend. We had teams from Maryland, Pennsylvania. We had 3rd and 4th grade teams and 5th and 6th grade teams. Here at Lewistown, we had two teams in each category. So that's fantastic. Bodes well for field hockey in the future. A little bit of controversial ending. I think some growth, perhaps, for the organizers, but it is a great day, and it's good to see the kids out having fun, enjoying the competition, enjoying making new friends, and the parents, had a great day too. It is a fundraiser for the youth hockey, and they made quite a bit of money. They had a vendor come, and that vendor sells all hockey gear, and he was nice enough to share 10% of his earnings with the field hockey, youth field hockey, and so they made a couple $100 because he had his best day ever at a tournament. So that was fantastic. So thanks to the Lewistown parents for spending money on their kids at the vendor, because it came back to us, and also concessions did a great job too. So it was a fantastic day all around, and so we had a lot of fun.
Now, did you have teams from other states and areas, or was it primarily South Central?
Yeah. We had Maryland came up again. We had 3 teams from Maryland, I believe it was. This year, it conflicted with some teams who came last year. They wanted to come, but then couldn't because they had their Dutch days or whatever that in their hometown. So they skipped the hockey tournament this year. But they was like, we love to come next year. So, hopefully this becomes a tradition here, in Lewistown, and it continues to go on. So kudos to Tiffany Fry. She does a magnificent job with the youth hockey league, and of course my wife Sarah helps out too. And there's a lot of parent, a lot of parent help too. And I can't mention them all. So thank them, and I would thank all of them too.
All right, see you. So make sure field hockey grows.
Yep.
It's good sport. Anybody else have anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say back to school night seemed like it was pretty good success. We were there and for a lot of people. So, all in all, I think it went pretty good.
And we were there at 4:30. It was packed.
Yes.
Or here, I should say.
Joey, this year was the first year of the food trucks, right? Excuse me,
Yeah.
Mrs. Martin.
Yes, the food trucks, and we had a little bit of a difference. We reminded the families it's a little bit of what I'm going to share tonight, and we share what they're building at Dolls, but yes.
Yes. Man, go.
Yeah, just to piggyback, it was a great turnout. We actually waited 10 minutes to see one of the teachers and 15 to see another because there was a line to get in. So I think it was very well attended. And then MAMS, I think, Brian, you have one too. MAMS was pretty full, a packed auditorium for sixth grade orientation on Friday evening.
gonna go to our building updates, and we're gonna lead off with Dr. Judith Perryman. Please.
So I'm gonna do two different updates. The first I'll do with our new teachers. We had new teacher induction the first week of August. We had a great week. We started with the business department, who did an amazing job. They came in and taught the new teachers. Tom just gave themselves a little shout out over there. Teaching the teachers about the different systems that we use, how to look at their payroll, their insurance, their HSA, all of that. They did a really great job with that. One morning we had Megan Kitzmiller in. She was able to get them set up in their Google Classroom, their Schoology. And we had a small enough group and enough time that she was able to get a lot of one-on-one with some of the teachers and really get them set up for success for the year. So that was really nice. They did a tour of the district, so kudos to our transportation department. They took them all around the district, and then when they came back, we debriefed about, you know, what they saw, who was walking into their classrooms, that type of thing, how to greet all the students when they get back. Let's see, what else did we do? They spent time with their mentors, learning about their buildings, their curriculum, all those little nuances when you're new at a place and you're really not sure where anything is or how things operate, so they spent a lot of time with that. So I'm looking forward to working with that group. They seem like a really great group. We had a nice week. And then transitioning to the high school, we had a really busy August. We finally moved back up to the high school from MAM, so thank you, Courtney, for hosting us this year, or this summer. I think everybody in this room knows that the maintenance staff, the custodial staff, the secretaries, tech department, the whole 9 yards, really pulled together to get us back up in the building August 12th in time for our back to school night, which was August 13th. Also pretty well attended. The teachers, or the 9th grade teachers, come in, they're able to meet with all the students, they take a tour, they meet with us for some general information. So all in all, that was a really good night. And then today we welcomed the teachers back and had a great first day of in-service. So we're ready to start the school year. Concludes my report.
Thank you.
What was that?
I see Ms. Golden, you're up.
I'm not sure that's what you said. So, we had a wonderful first day of in-service today. Tomorrow, we're looking forward to our iReady diagnostic training with our staff and ViewSonic training with 11 or 12 of our staff members who received those ViewSonic screens, interactive screens. So they're really looking forward to learning how to work with those. We had some new staff join us, and they already seem to be fitting right in, which is excellent. I talked to the staff each year, but particularly this year, about surrounding those new staff members and lifting them up kind of in the way that we wish that they'll grow, you know, as we think about students becoming thunderbolts, our staff also too becoming thunderbolts. So we welcomed Dr. Kathleen Lamb, Mr. Tommy Morris, Mr. Matthew Garden, and they seem to really just find their people already and work with their departments, and I was very pleased. Unfortunately, we still do not have a Spanish teacher. So if you were wondering what I've done, because I am still holding out hope that we might get one. So students who had first quarter Spanish, I rescheduled that particular quarter elective into something else. Students who had quarters 2, 3, or 4 Spanish on their schedules, I left, thinking that maybe by the second quarter we'll have Spanish. I'm just gonna take it one quarter at a time, but I'm still hopeful that we will get a Spanish teacher because that's a very popular elective choice for our students, and it helps build the world language program for the high school, which is important. Our back to school night for 6th grade orientation was a huge success. The auditorium ended up being standing room only there towards the back. The thing that Ms. Glass and I commented on, which is so wonderful, is it wasn't just the 6th grader with their mom or their dad. It was like the 6th grader, mom and or dad, grandma, the 3 siblings, and Aunt Ruth. And they would all come to 6th grade orientation together. We saw that so frequently, that extended family units came. It makes for a bit more of a crowded event, but it is so wonderful that the entire family is invested and excited about coming to middle school. And so that just made us really happy. Our Walk Your Schedule event for our returning students runs all day and into the evening, and we had a steady stream of 7th and 8th graders with their parents coming in and out that day as well, just to make sure that they knew where their classrooms were. still enrolling students. We had 2 new enrollments today. Would not surprise me if we had 2 new enrollments tomorrow, and maybe 1 or 2 on Wednesday morning. So we're working hard for that. The flight plan for Maple Avenue for this year, I will be sure to share that with you in upcoming meetings, but I just want you to know that that focuses this year on accountability and high expectations. Those are our 2 themes for this year. That's for students and staff. Again, if what we focus on improves, accountability and high expectations. As I shared at the work session and the committee meeting for the Maple Avenue TSI plan, we had some scheduling changes for our learning support structure that we're looking forward to. We rolled that out with our faculty at large today, and common planning times for all of our English and math teachers so that they can work with, the 2 7th grade English teachers can work together and plan together every day. 2 8th grade math teachers can work together and plan together every day. That's exciting. That is not something we've had in our schedule for a very, very long time, so they're looking forward to that opportunity. And we're just really looking forward to Wednesday. Let's get the show on the road. Questions?
Anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Moran?
So really say what Judy and Courtney shared really echoes the elementary report for the month. There's some things that I'll just emphasize a little bit. That, could not ask for a better job from my custodial staff. The facilities was beautiful. It's ready for our teachers. It's ready for our students. And I know with it being our newest structure in the district, the work that they put in and the time they do to take care of that on a day-to-day basis is just phenomenal. So I'm just very grateful for the work that Karen and her staff do. Office secretaries have really been working hard. Part of over the summer is when we went through the budget process for the previous year. We purchased all those instructional materials, the supplies, and all those things that have come in. So our secretaries have been working hard here over the summer to make sure those things are ready for our teachers. So we've got them delivered, now out to our teachers. Our teachers are now ready to start utilizing them on day 1, which will be good to see with our students. So again, thankful to our secretarial staff for the great job that they do. 2 of our recent events was their kindergarten orientation, and again, a phenomenal job by our team at ACES, not just our kindergarten teachers themselves, but our reading specialists, our learning support teachers, our building coaches, our office secretaries, and school nurses. It's just that rally to that, and particularly for our kindergarten group, that's our incoming class. And sometimes school can be a huge transition for them. I was happy to report last year we only had 1 student crying and sort of not wanting to let go of mom and dad at the beginning of the year. So I'm hoping that trend will continue, and we're really eager to see them. Today we had our back to school night for our other students in grades 1 through 5. The turnout was great. It was crowded, whether it was 4:30 or it was 6 o'clock. The parents in this community showed up. I was very happy, pleased with that. The staff just makes everybody feel so welcome, and I just couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with and a better group of people to sort of represent us as a school district. So thankful to the ACES staff for really making their families and students feel welcome today. We're continuing to work through in-service time is a key part with professional development. So again, those will be just some of the things that we talk about throughout the year. So again, just some of the things like Courtney has shared about the iReady, we're working through those things. Rooms, our new communication system that with the Littlestown app. So again, just helping to get our teachers prepared and ready with an emphasis centered around ELA and math practices. Communication goes on. What I've learned is all summer, but obviously as the summer goes along, it picks up. So again, just continue to make sure our families and our students are prepared for procedures, morning drop off, afternoon drop off, those types of things. So again, those communications continue to go out. Student schedules are ready, so we have our 800 students placed, ready to go. As Courtney alluded to, we had a couple new enrollees here over the last day or 2, and wouldn't be surprised if there's some more tomorrow. So students do continue to trickle in, which is great. And then obviously we do have some open positions. We do have working with Carolyn to fill our intensive learning support position that you will see on the agenda tonight with one of our teachers leaving. And then we did have someone we had offered and they accepted the certified teaching specialist position, which I hope to approve tonight. But they did back out. They ended up getting a full-time teaching job, so now our search is back on for that. So we're working through that now. And sort of conclude with, I'm excited for my second year at ACES. It's been a phenomenal first year, so I couldn't have asked for a better start. And we're just going to continue to work on what I call the goals and the direction that we're heading, and we're excited about the direction that the district and ACES is heading. So that concludes my report for Alloy Creek.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all the teachers who put on an excellent show this morning. And I appreciate it. And I know there's no one here for the custodial staff, but they need a standard round of applause because I was in the high school this morning, and knowing that how construction is, I would have eaten off the floor. It was that clean, and that's tough to do when you're doing a lot of dust. So if you see them, or you see them, or you guys see them, please thank them for all of us, and I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anybody have any questions for Joey? I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. My favorite, Ms. Becker. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while.
I know.
Couple hours.
We're always busy. So welcome to the new school year. And I've had the privilege of being at many preschool events with several of my board members. And it just reinforces to the Thunderbolt Foundation the importance of working together for the greater good, and how community coming together in a positive manner, and what we can accomplish and what we can do. And all my board members are just, from seeing the teachers, the enthusiasm, the parents and the children, the staff, coming up to us and excited about what we can do together. Because it's so important with everybody working together, working with the administrators. They come to me, I come to them, and so many great things that together we're going to be able to do this year. So thank you for all of that, because you are a very important part of that, and working with us and enabling us to do what we do, and to be able to provide for this community at a high level. So, what did we do last year? So last year we gave out over $30,000 in scholarships and grants and projects that we did within the district. It's our best year ever. We're just taking off, and we're going to even go further. So we're really excited for that. We have a brand new logo and a brand new website that I encourage all of you to look at. It is the Thunderbolt Education Foundation.org. GraphCom gifted us our new logo and this beautiful website. And it has all of our grants on it. It has all of our partnerships on it. I think if you look at it, you will see really how much we have grown in not just the Littlestown community, but in the wider community also, and everything that we're doing. So it's Thunderbolt Education Foundation.org. Don't go to just Thunderbolt Foundation. Somebody else took that before we got to it. We beat us by a couple months. But so we're very proud of that, and very proud of our partnership with GraphCom, because that was a wonderful gift for us, and it's really enabling us to get our information out to the community. Coming up soon, November 7th is the Giving Spree. As you know, I talk about that every year. And that's one day of giving in all of Adams County, 115 nonprofits this year. We are going to be a drop-off location, and I am very excited about that. I've wanted this for a few years. So the community of Littlestown is going to be able to come to the Thunderbolt Stadium, and if they would like to give during that day of giving, they're going to be able to drop their donations right off there, and they will be collected and given to the Adams County Community Foundation. We will be working the fire department this year. Alpha is part of it, and then we have the Historical Society, and we have New Hope, and Bruce Harvest. So there's quite a few Littletowns. So we're really hoping that the community embraces this opportunity. They all have to travel to get right here this year. Then, of course, November 8th, the day after, we're going to be having Harlem Wizards back. And and that was a big event that we did last year, and everybody really enjoyed that. So I already have staff members saying, yep, I'm back in, they're going to be playing again, and I'm sure Mr. Moran and we'll come up with his coaches, and we'll be good for that. And then my most exciting thing, you know me, I always save the biggest and best for last. So today was a really big day, as we have made a huge step for the community. So we have partnered with the Dolly Parton Foundation Imagination Library, and effective today, any child that whose family lives within the Littlestown Area School District will be eligible to sign up to receive monthly books through the Dollywood Foundation. The Dollywood Foundation provides all the books. We provide the cost of the mailing, and it's about $26 per child for us to do that. But to us, the importance of this is early childhood readiness, and it's getting books in the hands of children. So this is from the time they are born, 0, up until they turn the age of 5. As soon as they turn 5, then the program ends for them. The program sign them up. We do not automatically do it for them. It is on our new website that they can go to. I posted it on Facebook. And before I came here, we had 27 children already registered. I'm excited to see how many are registered after we were just over at Elwood Creek, because we handed out a lot of information about that. But again, this is a program that we're able to provide for this community, and it's going to benefit all of our children and all of our families. And we wouldn't be able to do that without your support and help over the years. So thank you, and I'm really excited for this to get out. I will tell you, we've had a lot of people from other school districts trying to sign up, and I think they're a little jealous of Littlestown because we are doing big things in our community. So, because we are the only school district in Adams County that provides this program. None of the others, so we are the only ones. My hope is that the other school districts take note and they forge forward and start offering the same program, because it's so beneficial for our children who are one day going to be walking through the doors of our schools. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you a lot this year with lots of big and happy things.
Any questions? Y'all quiet tonight.
I just want to thank you, Mrs. Beckman, for all the work that you and the foundation do for our
Well, thank you.
students.
It's an honor to be working with all of you.
And we had the water garden going up again soon.
The what?
Hydroponics.
The hydroponics.
Hydroponic, well, absolutely. Oh, yeah. So this is part of the great part of my job, because he's one of the teachers that searched me out, and he's already looking for, I have ideas. Great. So we're going to be, I have told him we will continue to support that. Who knows what will be grown this year? I don't know. Lettuce and lots of other things.
Did you get a second one? I thought.
It has not been requested yet.
Okay.
I'm willing, you know me, I like grants. I'd like to find that money. If there's one that is needed, absolutely.
I thought you had said something about it, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But it was a big hit, so.
Right, I wait for them to come to me, and once they come to me, then I try to do what I can do, so. But it's a great, who knows, it could be peppers, I don't know, tomato, he's got big ideas. So, whatever he does, we're supporting him.
I think this board district. Anybody else have any questions? Ms. Becker? It does good things. Thank you.
Great things, yeah.
Great things. All right, it's with pleasure that in one time in 10 years, this is the first time I've ever had the pleasure or been there when it's said, but we'd like to introduce the mayor of Littlestown, Dr. Jen Beskett.
Thank you, Cora. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you allowing me to come out and speak with you tonight. My kids are out of school, but I'm going to provide you a quick update on them. My son is still looking for his way in life. My daughter, the school really supported her. She started her senior year after having been involved in a pretty serious car accident. She did the EMT program with Fairfield that the school helped with transportation and to arrange for her. She just completed her second ride along and has one more test to take to go out and start her position in EMS. So the program was very beneficial for her, and I just want to give you that update. I think it's a great program, and appreciate that she was able to take part of it. I just want to come over and introduce myself to you tonight. One of the things that I indicated when I stood up and ran for mayor a couple weeks ago was that I'm very interested in the youth of Littlestown. You know, our council has taken some heat over the closure of the pool, and that's one less resource for kids. But I think that even beyond the summer, there are not many resources for kids if they don't play sports or they're not involved in some club or activity. So my hope is to start doing some activities that involve the youth, and what I'm looking at is targeting some of the younger youth, but using the middle school and the teenagers to come out and help me do things. So I'm hoping that with the purchase of the new building that the Borough Council made, that we will be able to do a Halloween event, and we'll be, with your permission, we'll be sending requests over to the schools to get volunteers to come help me set up things like a Halloween obstacle course for kids to come in costume and run and all the rest of it. I will be looking for assistance, because one of the first things they told me when I got my position is you're in charge of Christmas on the Square. So students who can sing, because I can't, and want to lead the town in choral, you know, and Christmas carols and all the rest of that, again, I will be sending out requests and asking for assistance with that. One of the other things I'm interested in doing is setting up a speaker series. I think that there is a lot that the town does. It's great to hear about the Thunderbolt Foundation and everything else that's going on, but we'd be asking for volunteers to come in and address the community members. I'm not sure what the schedule on that's going to be. I'm hoping to get it kicked off September, October. It may be monthly, it may be quarterly. We'll see how people turn out, but if there's something that the school, anybody at the school has an interest in talking about or speaking about that they'd like to share with the members of the community, it is something I'm expecting to set up. And finally, the third comment that I have is I'd like to set up a mayor's scholarship. I receive a small stipend for being the mayor. I believe strongly in giving back to the community. I have some ideas for what I want to do with it, but I would like it to be available to students this spring as graduation rolls around. So I will be in touch. I know I'm looking right at her. I will be in touch, but I would like to set up a small scholarship. Pretty good. I got the website and everything. I'm on the Facebook page. Saw the Dollarwood announcement today. So anyhow, and as mayor, my responsibilities are basically in the event of a natural disaster or a state of emergency, that falls on me. So the night they appointed me, there was a funnel cloud over a field on 194. We've had the remnants of a hurricane come through. I am learning quickly. I'm also responsible for the chief and the police department, so there is some interaction between the school district and the police department. And the other thing is, other than breaking a tie for the board, I can marry people. So I also I'm not offering my services to marry any students. The other thing is, if you have any high school teachers who have an interest in having somebody come in and talk about public safety and public service and civics and politics and all of that, I'm the only person that I know who has held 2 elected positions and has never run for an office. So I would be happy to share with anybody who wants to know the back doorway into politics. So thank you for having me. Any questions? All right, good to see you all.
That's good to see you.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. All right. We now recognize the members of the public who have signed up to provide comments as stipulated in policy 903. When your name is called, please approach the podium, state your name, confirm you're a resident or a taxpayer in the district, the topic of your discussion for the record. Please direct your comments to the board as a whole, not an individual. As we ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. The privilege to speak may be interrupted, revoked, or a recess of the meeting may be called by the chair if the speaker does not observe reasonable decorum and orderly conduct. Thank you. First name up is Josh Spicer.
My name is Josh Spicer. This isn't going to take more than 2 minutes, so it's going to be simple. Just directing the whole board as a whole. My topic is on video surveillance of the board and your meetings that you guys do. I know that you guys do voice surveillance on recording on all your meetings, and anybody can go back at any time and listen to all your meetings and can go back through years and hear what's been said. So surveillance, is anything to do with transparency or anything like that. I just believe that you should put a webcam up or have some way of video surveillance of what's going on in the board meeting and being able to see what's happening. And I know that cost is an issue with microphones possibly and things like that. I've heard from other people saying that there's a cost issue of why we can't go that route. I think there's an easier thing to go there as far as just finding a webcam or something to put up just to get a basic picture of what's being said out there. I mean, if you can go to any sporting event basically these days and have Game Changer on the back of a fence, and it picks up the outfielders playing in the outfield, what's going on in the ball game. An iPhone could pick up what's going on in this meeting hall right now, and it's a small room. And I know that it's pretty quiet here tonight. I don't know if it gets really busy and it's packed, and we can't discreate the voices of the audience members and the board members, but I just think it's important of having some video clearancy of who's putting a voice to a picture of the voice to who's saying what they're saying, that's all. A lot of people are at work and they can't make these meetings to see what's going on here, busy schedules and stuff like that. So I'm just in favor of figuring out a way to get a webcam in here of some sort to videotape the board as a whole. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Spencer, I can never say your last name. Razor?
Correct, thank you.
Not the 7th or 8th time I get it.
Okay, my name is Spence Razor. I am a taxpayer. I do live in Littlestown, and what I'm speaking about today is transparency. First of all, there's been a lot of discussion recently about the excessive right-to-know cost of $9,500. That pales in comparison to the extra $36,000 to keep the interim superintendent on for 6 months past his original contract of June 30th, 2024, which instead now ends December 31st, 2024. I guess he needs to stay in to teach the new superintendent how to keep things as they are. I don't know. So to me, that is wasting more taxpayers' money, and that is totally unnecessary. Second of all, I've attended multiple school board meetings and have witnessed no disruption at any time from the various people doing video recordings. It seems the board does not want the videoing going on. I guess because they don't want people to see truly what's going on. Gettysburg, Fairfield, Upper Adams, Bermudian Springs, and Conewago all videotape their meetings and put them on YouTube. So why doesn't Littlestown? When videoing is going on, everyone is doing something to hide themselves from the public who can't see who's saying what. People are blocking themselves with laptops, purses, mirrors, and papers, which blocks my view of some of the board members. This is not being transparent. If people can't get to the meetings when they're taking place, then they don't get to see it later. Another note, the regular agenda can only be viewed by the board at the workshop meeting. It can be viewed 48 hours before the regular meeting, which means we don't have time to research and be able to comment on it. In the past, we were able to follow along the workshop meetings, but now it's impossible. And you call that transparency. I say the board is about as transparent as a brick wall. Just a reminder, we have an election coming up in 2025, so certain persons better be careful of losing their positions. Thank you.
And last is Susan Johnson.
As most are aware, my name is Suzanne Johnson. I'm a parent in the district with a student at MAMS, and I'm also speaking about transparency. There's been a dramatic, detrimental shift in transparency and climate since December, with the arrival of the interim superintendent and 7 new school board members. The superintendent has been an integral part of the problem that only multiplied discord and distrust between the new school board factions, rather than leading them to work together. Among other things, this has resulted in the increase in right-to-know requests that's been complained about, and hyper-focus on policies to limit transparency and assert control over targeted individuals. Comments made in the work session and Gettysburg Times article last week made references to the right-to-knows and that they might be frivolous. All of my right-to-knows were valid requests for public records. Findings from the state's appeals officer found that wrestlers' Facebook pages related to her candidacy and role as school board director were indeed public records, but they were deleted, so they could not be turned over. The other right-to-knows I filed were for safety and incident data after the interim superintendent continued to refuse requests that I made at school board meetings and via emails for 6 months. The school's solicitor reviewed and agreed that these public records should be provided. So who's wasting money? Tonight's agenda includes attempts to further restrict transparency and limit First Amendment rights through the recording of the guidelines for recording meetings, and also to limit our personnel, so the people that we're handling at this meeting. We want to limit their First Amendment rights with the new social media policy. We've already been intimidating them with where they are quieted and silenced and feel like they can't speak out. The response to these concerns that I've raised have been reviewed by the solicitor, or that the response when I raise these concerns from the board has been, well, it's been reviewed by the solicitor. However, the legal opinions of the school solicitor aren't absolute, and arbitration can lead to different conclusions, as we saw with the right-to-know appeal. As another example, look at what happened when a mirror blocked the public view of Ms. Ressler during an open meeting, and now she's using bags. The school solicitor said it wasn't a violation of the Sunshine Act, yet when the story ran in the paper, the media solicitor said that it was. School administration and school board members have an obligation to be transparent to taxpayers and to reduce the risk of legal arbitration and litigation. Yet transparency has been further reduced since June, when the new board president broke with years of prior precedent for the work session agendas. The public has been prevented from accessing the draft agenda of the voting meeting and the documents associated with it. In the work session, the board discusses items that will be voted on, and now the public can't provide input for those discussions. Further, waiting until 1 business day before the voting meeting to provide public access to these documents has proven to be insufficient for the administration and school board leadership to respond to public feedback before the school board member votes on these items, as evidenced by my last 2 requests for answers. This reduces transparency and accountability, limits public review, and suppresses public feedback. Finally, I find it extremely disturbing that administration failed to commit to following state law when I asked if Littlestown Area School District would protect personnel and students from discrimination on the basis of sex in compliance with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Act. That all they could commit to was that they're following the Association of Title IX Administrators guidance, whatever that is, indicating that the safest approach for schools and states subject to these injunctions is to maintain their current 2020 regulatory compliance until further notice. It is critical for all of our students, families, and personnel to feel safe in our public schools and know that they are supported by the Pennsylvania state law regardless of these Title IX legal challenges. I will continue to urge you school board members to move past the politics, work together to keep the focus on education, and fulfill your campaign promises of transparency and fiscal responsibility. Further, I pray that as Dr. Mitzel and Dr. Berryman begin their new district leadership roles, they will demonstrate the skills, knowledge, and disposition to collaborate with the school board, staff, students, families, and taxpayers to put students' learning and well-being first and move this district forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I need a motion for the regular board meeting of June 17th.
So moved. Second.
Since I've heard it once, twice, please state your name so we can get it for the verbal record a little bit, so we can clarify that, please. So, that was Mr. Lawyer and Mr. Lowell. I have a motion on the board, on the floor. Do I have a second? Do I have any discussion? Okay. I already said it. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. I need a motion for the curriculum code, curriculum and policy meeting on August 12, 2024.
Lawyer, so moved.
Lovell, seconds.
Thank you, thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion for the work session of August 12, 2024.
Lawyer, so moved.
Wrestler second?
Okay, thank you. Any discussion?
I have just one small thing, Carrie. Under your finance and property section, you said it was the $30,000 discussed on the savings. It's actually $25,000. Thank you. I just want to make that note.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Mr. Yerger.
Okay, under the Finance, Property, and Supply Committee report, does anybody have any items they wish to be pulled and voted on separately?
I'd like to pull A3.
Okay.
Probably B just for a comment.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Was that B?
B.
Thank you.
Okay. In the form of a motion, I recommend approval of the items C, D, E, F, and G.
No,
No F?
no G.
Oh, sorry.
So, will you please restate?
Okay. In the form of a motion, recommend approval of C, D, and E.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Sullivan seconded.
Okay. Do I have any discussion on C, D, E, and F?
I have a discussion on E.
Okay.
The only comment I want to make, and this is not going against anybody, but I'm just wondering if we're on, if we're recommending Football Association of the LIFA. I'm wondering if Janelle Russell should abstain on this one since her husband is the president of it.
Abstentions usually gain if there's a financial gain.
Okay, that's fine. I was just asking, just a question. That's all. Not a biggie.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl.
No problem. I do want to make a comment about the bus bid. We budgeted, how much?
$140,000.
And we came in 114, so woo-hoo.
That's awesome.
Some savings.
25,100.
So, okay. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay.
B today.
Okay, in the form of a motion, I recommend A, 1 through 4.
1, 2.
1, 2, and 4, sorry.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor for A 1, 2, and 4. Do I have a second?
Sullivan second.
Thank you. Do I have any discussion on A 1, 2, 4? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay, in the form of a motion, looking at A3.
I have a motion on the floor for A 3. Do I have a second?
Second Wrestler?
Thank you. The discussion at this time for A 3.
Okay, the only question that I have, maybe Carolyn can answer this. What is the district paying in this contract? If it's gonna be billed, let's say, to the parents or the students' parents, is the district being billed anything on this?
No,
Okay, so it's not, okay.
there's no funds transferring back and forth. They just utilize the space.
Cool, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other discussion on A 3? Hearing none, All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, in the form of a motion, recommend approval of item B.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Brenneman, second.
Ms. Brenneman seconds. Mary Brenneman seconds. Do I have any discussion on this?
The only comment I want to ask is, according to what I read, the contract ends October 19, 2024, so why do you call it the 2024-2025 agreement?
Question?
Say it's because of the school year, just follow their school year.
Just a question. Thank you.
This is mainly because you're gonna be, UMPC picked up all the ambulatory services in Adams County from the fire
Oh,
stations.
Another question is, are the ambulance services provided for anything other than football?
I don't think, no, I think the only place that the school ever has it is at the football games.
Correct.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, they park it there and,
Okay, cool.
I don't think we had to, before, I don't think we had to have any contract because the school would come over, correct?
Right, we weren't billed before.
So this is, at your healthcare at its finest now? Okay, sorry, I got off the soapbox.
Tom, since it's football only, that's why we only did 2024, because the football system doesn't exist.
Any more discussion on this matter? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
End of report?
Nope.
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 Not yet?
Not yet. You gotta read. Okay, letter G. Just have to read what it says.
Okay, the treasurer's report, building budget report, the general fund budget year-to-date 2023-2024, the encumbrance report, the activities report, the cafeteria report, and the void check report.
You can see it.
What's that?
Now you-
End of report. Thank you.
Did we skip past that?
Yeah, no, we went over it. We already,
The general fund?
That was in the first.
it was in the first.
Okay,
Yeah.
he went down to the meeting.
Yeah,
I didn't remember him saying that, but, yeah, okay.
Under personnel, does anyone have any items that need to be pulled? Paul?
E, Rick.
Yeah, B3. J4.
Bingo.
Yeah.
G3 and J4. Anything else? Okay. In the form of a motion, recommend approval of items A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, and N.
Okay, form of motion, I have, the following have been recommended, under the personnel report: A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, and N. Do I have any discussion on those? I need a second first, yeah.
Second, Danielle Brennan.
Sorry, thank you, Nick. Now do I have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of items D, 1 and 2.
Second, Westwood?
Sorry, this is in the middle. Thank you. I have a motion on Ward or D1 and D2, the second by Ms. Ressler. Do I have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried.
In the form form of a motion, recommend approval of Lisa Thompson as being a substitute.
D3.
You're on D3.
Motion. Second, Wrestler.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure something out. Okay. Any discussion on this? Full disclosure, that's my spouse. She's been a civil sub for 20-some years, or a sub for 20-some years. So that's why I ask you. All right. Go ahead.
I already made the motion.
I know. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Okay. You got me confused. While I'm trying to find what you just said to me.
Principals, we might have to move these two.
No.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of items J, 1, 2, and 3.
All right, I have a motion for tenure for Emily Green, John Kapik, and Carolyn Carly Holtz. Okay, please, thank you. Do I have a second?
Steve Yoder, second.
Okay. Do we have any discussion? And will you?
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. For those that don't know, will you please explain tenure so that maybe they all know what this is and why it is, and it might solve what number 4 is.
Well, tenure is basically based on state law, and really it's a culmination of the end of the 3 years that the person solidifies their actual teaching per se with their satisfactory ratings, and that's kind of everything jumped together into one little item. So as long as everybody receives their satisfactory ratings, satisfactorily completes their 3 years, then they are awarded tenure. We as a district must award tenure.
Okay. So basically, if I put it in stupid terms, it's they're now a teacher, and the teacher cannot be taken away.
That's correct. The tenure goes with them wherever they go.
That's the quick. All right. I have J 1, 2, and 3. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of tenure for Shermaya Mitchell.
I have a motion on the board from Mr. Mitchell. Do I have a second? Okay. Do I have any discussion?
Don, thank you, Don, for answering that for me. That was my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
And even more transparency that we don't have. He no longer works for the district, but he completed his time, so therefore, by law, we have to give it to.
Right, I
this person.
saw the resignation on 4/15, and that's why I was questioning why it came back up as a tenure. Thank
So
you.
That's why, yeah.
Thank you.
I questioned it heavily. Okay. Any more discussion on this? With all,
No, but I forgot to mention, well, good luck to the forestry team.
we'll get to those in a second.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna switch page over because I forgot something too. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
My fault.
Okay, I have one, then you can get, one. So if you turn back over to page B, number 3, in our front row, we have Mr. Nate Becker. If you would please stand so everybody knows who you are. Congratulations. Welcome to our school district, and I appreciate you coming out tonight and early this morning when you have other duties, and you get to come officially
September 23rd.
September 23rd. I look forward to it. Does anybody have any questions of Mr. Becker?
Carl?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind, Nathan, telling a little about yourself, because I've never met you before?
Of
Other
course.
than when I read, I don't know, I just like to hear a little bit.
Of course. So I'm grew up in Hanover, Pennsylvania, so I was a Hanover High School grad. Spent some time in Northern Virginia. I went to George Mason University for my undergrad, heard earlier. Spent time down there teaching in Fairfax County for 3.5 years. Moved back with my wife to the area, and for 20 years was on staff at Biglerville. So then my last 6 of which at Biglerville were as an assistant principal at the middle and high school. So we were 7 to 12, so I handled discipline and teachers from 7 to 12 while at at Upper Adams. And for the past year and change now, I have been at Southwestern High School as an assistant principal there.
had the opportunity to look here, and this is an exceptional opportunity, and luckily am being given a very fortunate chance to take over at the high school. So I'm excited.
Very well, thank you. Thank you.
Say that with construction going on and a smile on your face.
Yeah, for now.
Boy, we got you fooled.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Great job, great job. Good job. You got
Soccer.
You really
Have you seen the construction at Southwestern now?
Okay. Oh, so we're not,
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Becker.
Well, thank you for that insight, because I did not realize that there was construction over there, because that's not on my beaten path, so.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, thank you again, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your duties today to come by.
Of course.
All right, was there any other and I'm stealing your thunder, I apologize, in personnel that we did not recognize that needs to get recognized? Mr. Lloyd?
Just want to say good luck. Sorry, for the varsity team, this is a great opportunity. I hope they perform well.
All right. End of report there.
Carl?
Yes.
We have to vote on Nathan Becker?
No, we already did. That was
Okay,
under
okay.
Yeah.
You included it, okay.
I included it, which was my bad, that's why I was stumbling in the middle, because somebody whispered in my ear, you.
Yeah, because I know we pulled it. I know we pulled it, that's why I questioned it.
No, we didn't pull it. We didn't
I
pull it.
did.
Under curriculum, co-curriculum, and policy, are there any items besides A that need to be pulled?
B3. And G.
Anyone else? What was that?
Okay, no, I'm fine.
In the
Sorry,
form-
sorry.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of items C, D, E, and F.
We have a motion on the board for items C, D, E, and F of the curriculum and co-curriculum and policy committee.
Second, Wrestler.
Is there any discussion over those? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion is carried.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the recording public meetings board guideline.
I have a motion on the board to recommend approval of the following guidelines for the public meetings. Do I have a second?
Steve, you're the second.
All right, discussion.
I think you both pretty much know how I feel about recording public, meeting guidelines. I think it's going a step in the wrong direction for the district. I really believe that this board should be more in the direction of transparency, more into video in the meetings, show the public that, we can be as transparent as they want us to be. I believe these rules are so convoluted in here that I just think it's going to be a big problem for the district, and I just don't agree with them. So I appreciate you letting me speak.
At this time, I'm going to say some words, and we'll get back on the soapbox. We are not limiting the video of recording. We are not limiting recording. We are limiting an unfair advantage that someone may or may not conceive as it is an advantage. We are putting a level playing field as we are a group of 9, same as the video should be the same, a level playing field for everybody. We are not limiting anybody's right to video record. It's clear in here that we have to do that. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree that the recording should be there, but everybody should have the same equal playing ground. So with that said, I'm off, and to show how fair this is, we are going to have a roll call vote on this. Carl, wait a second, more discussion
I'd like to say
on.
something too. As always, it comes down to money. And it was just a few months ago when you brought up the microphones